Soseki-san? And this is it then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume, to everything. And in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato. Suffering Soseki is selfishly sidelined! What? We didn't sideline you. What are you talking about? Ah. Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning! Good morning, local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Listen to you two chatting away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Because I'm the protagonist in this story. Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that maybe because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. Right. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting! Oh, Susato-san has a way with words. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for, that's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid, somehow. You'll have to forgive me. Oh, so you were meditating? And you mustn't talk of your path leading to your death, Mr. Natsume? That was just an example. Oh yes, there it is, inner calm. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. What are you talking? I visited you twice. I was so sure you abandoned me and returned to our beautiful long-lost homeland. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway, I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. Oh, I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh, what sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. Alright. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merit. I think he just overslept, Mr. Sato. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant, your legal representative. The trial is about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end, that's all. So far I don't get the feeling why this is important to Mr. Mikotoba at all, or Mr. Sholmes. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good, and now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely, just as will be done, you mark my words. I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my head is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my head for me, and please be as ruthless as you like. What? No flirting, please. Well, thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all.
Look, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I got my own problems.
May the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today.
Now, Lord Aziz, what can you tell us? The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea.
So he does have the results. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the black god in the dark, pray allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night.
And the brains in the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea.
What? Please don't prolong it any further.
And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
Thank goodness. Okay. So the prosecution does not have a case, right? Right? No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him into the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation!
As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Ryunosuke Natsume, is blameless. My learned friend is jumping to the conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in a few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty?
My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
That's not the point. Exactly. And fit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shakespeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Okay. So you don't believe the forensic analysis made by the police, is that it?
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request.
Mr. Shakespeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend.
Bailiff, show Mr. Shakespeare to the stand.
Mr. William Shakespeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence.
Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes? One might smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief.
I haven't forgotten. Kept ordered about the ice coins. It's highly secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner.
Arrest him, I say! Arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting in my tail! Oh, indeed, by dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends, I confess. thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths, and for a coward such as I, death be well deserved, but would it that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
Objection!
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shakespeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak.
Very well, let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Huh? Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, Nea did a drop of his own drink past his lips. That's reportedly wrong. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coin suffice. Thus 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into my modes of soap. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience. Your experience?
Quite, otherwise it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. I knew that. By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. Sirs, madame, 'tis true that I, Shakespeare, be a common thief of gas. But listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Yeah, there's already an inconsistency I can see right away. What a weak testimony. Nea did a drop of his own drink past his lips. That's so wrong. And that is also impossible. Let's present the teacups. There is no tea rain.
Objection!
You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. But that's impossible. How, chop logic? What is this, ye darky-clad fiend? The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them, one that represents incontrovertible proof.
Incontrovertible?
What difference? Look at the inside of the cups, just here, there's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough.
Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Gula, you're right. It's completely clean.
And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted. Drink tea while it's hot. That's right, yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well, after the several hours the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shamspeare, you clearly lied to the court. Get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial.
You might want to keep that information to yourself.
Yet on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry. Your drinking habits are fascinating but irrelevant? On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspeare. Yes, my liege. Though you previously stated that you made the coins of eyes from the leftover tea in the accused's cup. Could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Okay, so if he admits that he was mistaken, then that would mean he did indeed take the tea that was poured in his cup to make the coins, right? And then we would be back to 0. Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? Oh, whoa, a fact that I had vanished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked 'twas empty, and thus did I use the dregs that festered in a teapot, as my liege did suggest.
Objection!
And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before? Are we supposed to believe that? I mean, even if we believe that, it would still, rule out that there was any poison at all in the tea.
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us 2 things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this boiled cup was not the source of the insipid tea ice coins that have bewitched this court. Oh yeah, right. Damn, he's right!
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts.
Furthermore, the testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words, the inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. No. What does this mean then? I do declare that it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony.
What would be bid about thieving gas, obviously?
My lords, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but a black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death.
And on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites. A broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad. As insalubrious as menu as the establishment where it was served. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment has seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas, but I pray ye wise and noble fellows, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shakespeare doth entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord! What? Who's that? My lord! If I may speak, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Foreman?
I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer. What? I haven't even finished my cross-examination. By me? I do declare you may be right. We all know the waif there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm.
And by this lawyer says, if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh? He's been eating us up to the garden paws, that's what he's been doing.
I really never said anything like that. But we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes. What we just heard has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it.
The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman, and will duly hear the jurors' findings.
What? No! You can't yet.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Boy.
Guilty.
Oh boy.
Guilty.
Oh boy.
Guilty.
Even the gas woman?
Guilty!
Even the gas woman. Can't believe it.
I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord.
Oh, happy day. How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination.
Very well, the court upholds the defense's right.
Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth.
This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty.
I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. What? That's like saying nothing. I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand what a man would want to avoid paying. The stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
As also be told, see my wife serves up for me as a little sketchy at times.
What? If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Huh.
I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat.
Somewhat, yeah.
But never mind.
No, you really should mind. The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned, there can be no doubt of that. Then how are we supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shakespeare was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly. But that's surely almost impossible at this stage. If we don't manage it though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty.
No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
This is so... You're not saying anything by that. Let's press on this.
Hold it!
All the evidence, you say? That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with that big mustache. Says the Englishman with a bigger mustache. Which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. If only we had that kind of evidence. Don't worry, the summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light. You're very optimistic about this, let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. You can quite understand what a man would want to avoid paying.
Hold it!
This isn't the time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, madam. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas and air is free. Why should the ultimate gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This argument makes no sense whatsoever. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here. Yes, madam. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas, utterly unforgivable. Not that man, the other man. No, Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I thank you not to go adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas. Well, that was useless. Absolutely lethal gases, that is true.
Hold it!
Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time. You'd take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Ah, you're right. I hadn't considered that at all. Is he dumb? Young lawyer man? Yes. You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Oh, thank you very much. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of the trial, that's for sure. Since I was the one who exposed the trick that Mr. Shamspeare used to steal the gas, you need to pay me for that. Anyway, the point is I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. Oh, what does that mean?
Hold it!
Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it in, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now. All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, huh? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there's nothing in comparison.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates. Reprobates? What? To contend with on a daily basis, you know? More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people?
You would think it possible, would you? You wouldn't think it possible. But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with the households supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visit our customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to its tricks.
Oh. Why are you so happy about this?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh golly, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry, I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see. Go on. An ultimate gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Please tell us.
He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh please, everybody knows, but it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you.
What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect the customers to our pipe network.
Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it?
Obviously there's gas in the pipes and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Oh, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with the company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes. How do you check that?
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker.
Wait, I don't.
Oh, you have workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker.
Also neighborhoods who don't have a contract with you, with your company.
The trouble is the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might and you can guess what happened, can't you?
Well, if he blew hard then… Wait, you mean…
That's right. The lights didn't just flicker, they went out. Along with the stove, gas started pouring into the house.
What a disaster.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said.
Huh.
So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps… Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. What? How is this the clue we've been hoping for? Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement. Oh, well, if you like, I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already.
Very well, juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly.
Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Huh? I mean, that could be the method to kill the one fellow Duncan, right? Duncan Ross. He died as a result of gas poisoning. Maybe someone extinguished the flame and then gas. And then gas seeps into the room. But how is this relevant to our case, I wonder?
Hold it!
You mean it's poisoned?
That's right. It happened a tiny few times now.
What? Are you okay? Is your relationship okay?
This is most troubling indeed.
There's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see?
I see her doing it, my wife. She gets a devilish look on her face and she slips some white powder in my cup.
And you drink it anyway?
I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cup, you drink it.
Well, then it wasn't poison, right? You're not dead yet. And what happened to you? What did it taste like?
It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell.
She put in salt? Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No! So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, please.
This is so irrelevant!
Hold it!
Does that mean if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning? Sorry, what's that now? Oh, I was just saying, if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here. Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. Surprising, since he's got a hearing problem. I suppose. The trouble is, he has selective hearing. Selective hearing, exactly, but still. This juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. This is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people. I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way and not via Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh, like what? It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something someone else says. I know that! We did that as well. Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice from my assistant. Ugh. No! Don't. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask, Mr. Naruhodo.